Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, a special welcome to you. My name is Rose and I am on a debt-free journey. I am paid semi-monthly, both myself and my husband. So we budget each and every paycheck. We are using the zero-based budgeting method. And in today's video, I'll be doing a quick update of my August 31st paycheck, as well as going into my September 15th paycheck to do some updates. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so for my August 31st paycheck, it's on this side right here, columns C through G. And this is going to be quick because when I do my check-in, I normally use the posted amount from my bank account, just so that when I'm closing out my budget, it's way easier. So if the transaction is in pending status in my bank account, I do not update it on my budget. All right, so I'll just be doing the main line items. So for income, I budgeted $3,314.29. There was actually $3,656.86. For housing and general expense, I budgeted 1,750 cents. I spent $1,695.15. There was no activity in savings, no activity in personal and discretionary. And for debts, I budgeted $1,538.86. I spent $1,539.28. And for my miscellaneous category, I budgeted $75.13. And we spent, let me take out this amount right here we spent $64.92. All right. So this $357.51 is the amount that I rolled over from this paycheck, from my August 31st paycheck, into my September 15th budget. However, when I close out my bank accounts, I actually had $360.51, which is something like $3 more. $3, exactly $3 more than the amount that I have on my spreadsheet. And that $3 is as a result of a transaction I did for my sister, and I have $3 left over that I was supposed to give to her. So that's where that $3 came in. All right. So that's the roundup for my August 31st paycheck budget. All, as I said before, all the actuals were inputted in my budget worksheet when I do my budget check-in. And that's what I'm going to be doing now with my September 15th paycheck budget as well. Okay. So roll over $360.51. Combined income $3412.87. Side hustle $951. There was no bonus. I'm not going to be updating the family contribution as yet. Okay, so let's do a quick addition of this. Okay, so without the family contribution, there is $4,724.35 that I'm going to be updating from. Okay, so now that I've updated the income section, I'm going to go into the expense section. But before I go into the expense, I'm going to go over to the expense tracker to see where we are. Okay, so this is my August 30th through September 29th expense tracker, and I am in the September 15th period. So on September 14th, I did the Home Depot for general housing and general expense purchase. I did $20.96 right there. On the 14th again, I did Chick-fil-A, which I'm going to be taking from my grocery bill for $22.30. We did groceries on the 14th as well. We went to Costco. That was $155.28. We also did Kroger for groceries. That's $35.94. On the 14th as well, we did medical copay for Kaiser. That's $45. We did the pharmacy for prescription copay, $167.64. And on the 16th, we did pharmacy again for $55.35. So here, I do have the totals here, and I am just going to move them over into the budget worksheet. Groceries $213.52, medical copay $45, and prescription $22.99. Okay, so I am not going to link these balances into the worksheet as yet, just in case there are any other expenses coming up that I need to add in. I will link it at that point. All right, so now let's get into updating the expenses with the actual amount spent to date. All right, so for rent, I budgeted $1,215.50. That is a half of my October's rent. So that's the actual amount that was paid. For water, I budgeted $155. That's not yet paid. For security, I did not budget because that was paid already on the 8th. So the water bill, this $155 is what I'm forecasting for my October 5th water bill. All right. Car insurance was paid for $275.33. So I'm gonna be 33 cents over the budgeted amount. Cell phone is not yet out. Internet, electricity, and gas, those payments are not yet out. For life insurance, that's not yet paid either. For pest control, I'm skipping pest control. Loan was done for $70. Gas, we did one fill up for $36. Where is that amount? $36.45. For groceries and toiletries, that's $213.52. Okay. For medical copay expenses, we spent $45 already. We still have 2 appointments coming up. For prescription, we are definitely over budget for prescription. I budgeted $200. We are currently at $222.99, and we still have 2 appointments coming up. So I am just hoping that we don't get any prescriptions for those 2 appointments. All right, so far I budgeted $3,109.65 for housing and general expense category, and we already spent $2,078.79. Okay, so moving on to the next category that I budgeted for, which was personal and discretionary. I budgeted $70 for the barber. That's not yet taken out. Moving along to our debt obligations. So for the debt obligations, we use the split pay method again. And on the 15th, car payment for $244 was successfully made. Car payment number 2 for $230.94 was successfully made as well. Personal loan number 1 was paid, and personal loan number 2 was also paid. For credit cards, I'm going to go over to my consumer debt tracker to update the credit cards that were already pulled from the account. All right, so I'm just going to remove this $30 that was paid in the previous period, so I can have the correct amount that was paid. So Best Buy was paid for $30.16. Delta Amex was paid for $40 even. PayPal number 2 was paid for $30. Macy's was pulled for $51.50. The Home Depot was pulled for $29, and my PayPal MasterCard was pulled for $30 as well. PayPal credit, this account has not yet, this payment has not yet been reflected in the account, so I am not going to update this payment until I see where it's taken out from the account. Today is the 17th, and PayPal MasterCard due on the 16th, and it's not yet taken out. All right, so far I've paid $210.66 to credit cards. All right, so I'm gonna go to, okay, and there's no extra debt payment for this period, so I'm gonna add a 0 right there. Okay, so for debt, I've budgeted $1,968.66, and I've paid $1,669.32 to date. All right, so for subscription, I budgeted $25. None was pulled as yet, so I'm going to leave it as is right there. And this 150, 151.07 is the amount of money that was left over. after I did the budget. So this is going to stay right here until I'm closing out the budget. That's all for today's budgeting update. If you found this video helpful, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Please follow me for more. Follow me on my journey to debt freedom and financial wellness. Please also feel free to drop me a question or a comment. Let's get the conversation going. Let's be interactive in the conversation so we can continue to build this community over here. All right, so thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.